Hello, I'm Bronson Dewar from the Motocross Conditioning Coach, the home of strength and conditioning training for off-road motorsport athletes. And today we are in part 3 of our 12-part video series specifically on arm pump. And today's video is all about your strength and how that relates to your arm pump.
I'll never forget this day.
Now, before we get started on this topic, it is important to know that your arm pump issues have many different contributing factors, and that it is a combination of these factors that brings it on. So taking a holistic approach to this is your best chance of overcoming it. With that being said, let's have a look at your overall strength and how that can be affecting your arm pump. Alright, so let's start with the lower body. It's no secret that you need to be holding onto the bike with your legs. And you hear this all the time also from all your riding mates, I'm sure. Dude, just hold onto the bike with your legs more. Well, as I'm sure you've tried this, you can only do that for so long until your legs start to give out and you can't. So, what if you could actually hold on and grip the bike tighter and for longer with your legs? That would help, wouldn't it? So, building and developing greater strength through your lower body, particularly through your glutes and hamstrings, and then compounding on top of that with strength endurance is going to help in this area. You need to start with the strength side first, and your best bet here is to focus on the deadlift and variations of the deadlift, keeping the reps low and the weight high. This is your biggest bang for your buck exercise here. Then, to work the muscular endurance in this area, you need other posterior dominant conditioning movements. My two favorites here are the kettlebell swing and the rowing machine. The rowing machine done with a focus on the hip hinge aspect of the movement. Do these either on their own or for time or distance, or simply add them into your circuits, as it's all going to help. Moving on up to your upper body now. The biggest thing that I see when riders are having issues with their arm pump here is that they are using the wrong muscles and movement patterns through their upper body whilst riding. So what does this mean? Well, they are trying to use their arms way too much. The goal here is to be as efficient as possible. So when using just your arms, you're using very small and weak muscles, where you should be incorporating more muscles and larger muscle groups into these movements. This is what we would call a better movement pattern, when you can recruit the maximum amount of muscles into the movement. Here, we want to be working on both the push and the pull in your upper body for your strength training. The bench press and the bent over row are your two main ones here. With the bench press, you want to be performing this like a power lifter, not a bodybuilder. What that means is a slightly narrower grip, elbows more tucked in instead of flared out, and you want to be also pulling outwards on the bar to recruit your lats into the movement, as well as not isolate the chest. With the rows, you also want to be maximizing the muscle recruitment here. So letting the shoulders drop all the way through at the bottom and then pulling them back and squeezing the shoulder blades together at the top. Technique points like this are going to be massive for the outcome that you get from your training. If not performing these movements with specific intent, then you are rendering them almost useless, as you will not be getting the outcome that you are after from these exercises. These outcomes being greater muscle recruitment and dialing in your movement patterns and getting proper strong for your racing and helping to reduce the effects of arm pump. If you would like to know more about this and how your strength training can help your riding and how to structure it, I have a handful of blog posts specifically on this on my website that I will link in the description for you. Until then, everyone, train hard, ride hard.